Bitcoin sucks. It's lower now than it was 5 years ago. You held that dog shit for 5 years to lose money. Why the fuck would anyone buy that? It's trash. It's had 2 inflation bugs where anyone could mint as many free coins as they wanted. Yet people say it's never been hacked. Yes, it has. Twice. Once they had to roll back the fucking chain in 2010 because someone minted 6 billion extra coins. Oops. And the second time, it was responsibly disclosed by someone that could have just minted all the free Bitcoin they wanted, but instead told the devs, and the devs patched it saying it was a denial of service attack, but it was actually a mint as many free Bitcoin as you fucking want attack. And that was just 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh shit. Okay.
That was just 2 or 3 years ago. It's spaghetti code with no fucking written spec. Like it's dog shit, but everyone thinks it's good. But like, no, it's had critical vulnerabilities out the ass constantly. There's no bug bounty program, no written spec. Peter Woolay just stopped being like, people don't know shit about Bitcoin, dude. I've been in this since 2011, mined full Bitcoin blocks of my own solo, and like, no one knows what the fuck they're talking about in regards to Bitcoin. It's crazy to me.
2 major topics that I wanted to cover this time around. First one is, and it's very fitting with the title of the space, the dark side of Bitcoin and crypto. Many people, I think, view Bitcoin's and crypto's volatility as, something that scares them, and it's, a bug of the system. I like to argue that Bitcoin's volatility is a feature, not a bug. And so I kind of come to the conclusion that these extreme bull and bear markets of Bitcoin are a feature, and they speed up the adoption process. So, the average person doesn't know this or may not be aware, but, the 2017 Bitcoin bubble and the 2021 Bitcoin bubble that we had were not the first time we saw this significant price rise and rapid decline. There have been countless other bubbles. In 2011, it rose from $1 to $30, crashed 92% back to $2. 2012 and 2013, it rose from $2 up to $2.50, crashed to $62, which is a 75% decline. 2013, 2014, it rose from 62 to over 1,000, dropped back to 154, which is an 86% decline. So, like I said, these massive price advances, along with the massive declines, are, exactly how I think Bitcoin adoption will continue to play out. The bull markets bring in the network effects, including, technology development, investment, ICE, fidelity, and security from miners. The bear market drives out all of those who really don't understand what Bitcoin is. So they, sell it and deeply regret it later. And I think this exact cycle is kind of going to repeat itself until weak hands are purged. People that, don't understand Bitcoin, or maybe they were too leveraged going into a bear market. And I think the only people remaining after Bitcoin falls 80% are really those comfortable holding Bitcoin. And I think the only ones left buying after it has fallen 80% are those well capitalized and have strong balance sheets, and they're in it for the long run. So that's my general take on why I think that Bitcoin volatility is actually a feature and not a bug, and it's speeding up the adoption process.
Ethereum benefits internally. So the more developers that develop on Ethereum, the more projects that use it, the more it acts as a base liquidity layer for Uniswap or Sushi or whatever. The more rare the Ethereum coins get, and the larger the float of all these projects need to have some of the ETH to do the stuff they want to do, and so it creates a float. So even if they don't want to necessarily be speculating in it, they still need to have it, and that all increases demand. And so when you bring on new projects to Ethereum, it doesn't create as strong a substitute good. But with NFTs, the substitute goods are just more strict. So you buy one monkey picture, someone else makes a toxic monkey picture, and then someone makes a monkey picture GAN, and then it's very hard to see how someone else's monkey picture pumping in price actually should affect your monkey picture's price. And so I think it's a lot easier to dilute the monkey picture market with more pictures than it is to be we'll just make another ETH. I think it's a lot harder. I know it's a lot harder because I'm making another ETH. So let me explain to you guys what NFTs are. An NFT is a serial number loosely related to a JPEG, which may or may not still be hosted on the internet, and at any time can be swapped to dick pics, unless you use IPFS, and that's it. And most projects don't even do that. So you know, you're not even buying the intellectual property. You don't have the rights. And I, by the way, am putting the F in NFT because when I fork Ethereum, all of your NFTs are coming as well. And so you think they're non-fungible, but I'm making them fungible because I'm giving you another copy on a new chain. So how's your fungibility doing? So it's weird that I'm like down talking my own bag, like hurting my own business by like alienating the NFT guys by just saying like, hey guys, I'm making your shit fungible. So, you know, if you buy an NFT in the future, I hope you're getting the Pulsechain copy too, because it's going to suck for you to have to argue with the seller when he sells you the ETH copy and he sells somebody else the Pulsechain copy. I would want both my copies. You don't even own the fucking property rights. Like the actual property right owner could come and file a fucking claim against you and remove your stupid NFT from you that you think you kind of maybe own, but you really don't. Blockchains are just really expensive, really slow databases. That's all they are, period. They're the most expensive, slowest, crappiest databases in the world. They have hidden bit rot. There's a fork that just removes your data. You have to run your own computer offline to make sure that your data is still there because it might have been orphaned off in a fork. When you try and write to the database, sometimes it doesn't go through because the blocks are full, or sometimes it doesn't go through because your transaction got dropped, or sometimes it doesn't go through because you didn't bid for enough gas. So like Bitcoin's technical innovation was that it was the first peer-to-peer censorship resistant kind of attempt at digital cash, and it failed at that, but ended up being digital gold, and that was worth more, so yay. And then Ethereum was like, we're going to do the same thing Bitcoin did, but instead of just using the Bitcoin opcodes, you're going to be able to do Turing complete stuff, and we'll do a lot more computation. And that opened up the floodgates of creativity. So now you've got options, you've got time deposits, you've got peer-to-peer trading, DEXs, you know, everything. Like, you know, that opened up the sky's the limit. And then when they opened up that Pandora's box, it released a lot of bad things, right? So you have a million rug pulls now. And it, you know, maybe released a lot of good things. We'll see what gets up after the bear market. So during the bull market, everything pumps. And then during the bear market, everything dumps. And I do mean everything. And then it's like, what will get back up? And some things won't get back up. Like Luna's not going to get back up. You know, but like probably Dogecoin would. So even though Dogecoin's down like, I don't know, 85% or something, it probably will get back up because it's done it for so many years. So even though it's not good technology, it has product market fit. It has a little bit of a walled garden due to its memes, and then that's enough to get back up. It doesn't have critical technical failures. But there's a lot of things that do have critical technical failures. So just because, you know, just because IPFS solves counterparty risk, it doesn't solve this was a bad idea and overpriced in the first place kind of bubble risk. So bubble risk is different from counterparty risk.